Hi, welcome to the explanation of a new problem. So the problem is minimum distance to the target element. This problem was asked in the LeetCode contest 239. So let's have a look at the problem description. So the problem says that given an integer array nums which is 0 indexed and two integers target and start, find an index I such that nums at I is equal to target and absolute value of I minus start is minimum. So note that ABS of x is the absolute value of x and we have to return absolute value of I minus start. It is guaranteed that the target exists in numbers. So what the problem basically says is we have been given an array which is named as nums and we have given a target variable. So we have to search that target in the whole array and we have given as index start. We have to calculate the index at which target is present such that absolute value of I minus start is minimum. Let's understand this with the help of an example. Suppose in this part, we have been given the array as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The target value is 5 and the start value is 3. Now we have to look for 5 in the nums array. So in this array, the array is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In this array, 5 is present only once. So this value will only be the minimum one. So as we see, nums of 4 is 5 and is the only value equal to the target. So the answer is absolute value of, we have to find I minus start. I is, as it is 0 index, so as you can see, I is 4 and the start value is given us as 3. So absolute value of 4 minus 3, which is 1, is 1. So we will return 1 in this case. So our answer will be 1. Now let's see another example. Suppose the array is consisting of all the ones and we have to find the target value as 1 only. And here the start value is given to us as 0. So as we can see, every value of nums is 1, but we have to find that value at which absolute of I minus start is minimum. So absolute at I minus start will be minimum, will be equal to when I is 0, at 0 index 1 is present and the start value is 0, which is 0. If we take, for example, the one present at 1th index, so this I will be 1 and the start value will be 0. So the answer will be 1, but we have to find the minimum value. So at 0th index, we will take the 1 at 0th index and our answer will return absolute of I minus start, which is 0. I hope now the explanation of the problem is now clear to you. Now let's understand how we are going to solve this. So for this, we will take a variable which is known as result, in which we will store the result. Initially, we will initialize it to int maximum, which is the maximum value of an integer. So why are we doing this? As soon as we find the target element, we will update the value of result by comparing it with the maximum value and the absolute of I minus start. For example, let's consider this example only. Here, initially at 0th index, 1 is present and the value of absolute of I minus start we get as 0 and the maximum result stored in the maximum. So we will find the minimum of result, which is initially int max, and absolute of I minus start, which is 0. So the maximum value of an integer or 0, the minimum will be 0. So here our result, and we will update it in the result. Here our result will be 0. First step clear. Now moving on to the second. Now I is 1. Absolute of I minus start, 1 minus 0 will be 1. And result store 0. Now we have to find the minimum of result and absolute of I minus start. Result contains 0 and absolute of I minus start becomes 1. So the minimum will be 0 only. So as we move further, the minimum stays 0. And at the end of the array, when we traverse the whole array, the result stores 0, which is the minimum, and hence we will return 0. I hope you are clear with the problem explanation. Now try to code it yourself. And if you have any doubts, post in the comment section. Thank you.